Welcome back to Pisces TV with Dr. MB. Let's get started with your reading. Take a moment. Take a deep breath. For about 3 seconds and exhale. We're going to get started with the energy reading, our star seed reading, our morning motivation. Thankfully, that came out. I thought that was so cute. Appreciate it, Spirit. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. I love to see the number 21 and Venus, beloved, at the bottom of the deck. And really quick, what I thought was adorable, and I'm going to tell you before the end of the video, what I thought was really, really cute is it appears that she has Mars contained, right? With a lot of flowers, pomegranate, the globe specifically. And just in case he act up, we got that. Every which way you can think about it. So it's like not only giving cycles, completion, things that you're going through, having what it takes to persevere. There are doors closing, doors opening, and I feel a very favorable energy coming from it. Another thing, the Wheel of Fortune, which talks about fate, a wild card, and with the World card could symbolize, for some of you guys, invitations actually, communications coming in, maybe through the weekend for past efforts, future endeavors, whatever, we'll see. I don't see efforts, but with alliance, an invitation, think, source is giving me like that Knight of Swords energy, Page of Swords, a yes to a question, or like I said, an invite of some sort. But it was the containment of Mars. And it's like, I can't hold water, but I promise you, like, when I saw this, I was moved to like pull the cards back and see what was under there. And it seemed to be an approach to take if this were a moment of like the Strength card, where there's two energies in the card, and it's like which is guiding which at the time. Since we do have Mars and we are talking about Venus, it's so convenient. But we're going to get started with the reading. We have the Sun card, coincidentally with the number 18. That's super cool though. Eclipse have passed, moment of the past. It talks about luminaries, source, your natal chart, the sign and its aspects. The sun's light shines through the teacher, actor, lover. Okay, so some of y'all lover, home, nature, nurture. I want to nurture you. I feel at home with you type deal. But those who use their enthusiasm, warmth, and charisma for a common good, it's time for you to take center stage. Let the sun's light flow through you and shine, illuminate and energize your surroundings, and use this to be of service. Notice what feeds your vitality and work with it. As you let the sun flow through your health, it'll improve. You will step into your potential. If you're asking about a project, notice how the vitality flows through the design and clear the path. Let this situation be a channel for the sun's energy and feel it take on a life of its own. The sunlight moment is an opportunity to let your ego step out of the way. Let the sun's light flow through you and let spirit do the work. Shine wholeheartedly. I love that. And share the warmth with friends, family, and your community, and the world. Make it an offering. Live the truth. I am the center of the universe, and so are you. Okay, so we got center. Maybe source is in the center of the universe. Okay, it's like, no. It was cute. It was a great thought. Now, that's consciousness. I love that. In the physical, we have alliance, which is the conjunction card, the number 51. And ironically, Capricorn has been coming up a lot in Pisces reading, so that is the 15 in reverse. But I think in a favorable aspect, not like the devil card upside down or nothing like that. It also talks about the celestial bodies and what a conjunction means. They dance close together. They first work together and blend meaning and purpose. Then begin a new cycle of their friendship. And that's cool. Some of the career finance readings, some of you have new relationships, new projects, possibly unexpected income and or raise or some sort of recognition coming out of shyness and hiding yourself into leadership or taking center stage. If you're not meeting a boo at your job or something like that, or just doing something you love, it's all connected. The conjunction tells us we are stronger when we work together, so that's why we have alliance in the card there. Co-conspire. Find people and allies who support your idea, as this is not a situation in which to go at it alone. Bring in someone with an extra skill to offer your project. Find the best friend to discuss your concerns with or spark off new partnerships. And like I said, subjectively, kind of you got to read between the lines. There may be some sort of contact or invitation or initiation, because I said the next reading that I was going to do, we were going to get into the weekend vibe. And I think Spirit fed off of that spoils me, right? And allows me to deliver messages to you that totally entertain me. So I hope you guys are entertained and enjoy them as well. But I'm always impressed with Spirit. So that's kind of cool. It asks us to just take care of our energy fields and ideas in this process. If you have merged your energy with a partner, teacher, co-worker, once again, or considering merging, notice what strengthens you and where you may need to step back and individuate, whatever. Find yourself your own paradigm and technique. How about that? It can be lovely to love someone with a sun-like personality. It can, yes. Warm, expansive, though at times exhausting, but don't combust. I love that. Someone sees that in you, or you're about to find that it's here. That's the outcome. And something's coming from source. Maybe messages coming from source. This is always, our Starseed readings are always messages from source. So that is so dope. About the physical. So I can't wait till we get here. But we're going to work with the past, and then we're going to cross all the lines. A conjunction can become greater than the sum of the parts. Do you need me to read that again? Because I felt that. I like it. I'm going to leave it right there. So then the Midhaven, one of my favorite cards, what I wanted to point out is that the Midhaven, which is the foundation, seems to have a direct connection with the past and the present. It's like the thing that is going to blend it all together, much like the consciousness of it, the past conscious portion of it, the dreams, our hopes and stuff like that. the foundation of it has a connection to the present. So that's great, because that means that you're actively manifesting from the subconscious mind, and not just the conscious mind, but the conscious mind, is in full force. The number is 36, which is a 9, if you're into that kind of thing. I also think about 3 6s, but not, okay, don't get all trippy with me, right? Now, the midhaven is also considered pinnacle. So not pentacle, which my brain went there also. And if I think about a castle in pentacles, that's 10 pentacles. 10 pentacles with the sun card. Hello? It also speaks to health improvements too. And maybe doing something you love, or these gifts, these new ideas, these new directions, these new opportunities, or whatever, are impacting your health favorably. I love that. And for some of you, where Venus is showing me that there is some sort of control or comfort zone, Mars is chilling, Leo, Mars, and what is it, Sagittarius, Aries, the heart, I think head, arteries, muscles, tension, and Venus is here like, chill, let's settle down. Okay, I'm kidding. All right, well, the midhaven is the highest point of the chart. So the foundation is the highest point. The highest point is right here. That is crazy. Inventory your professional reputation and ask what you can do to strengthen it. Some of you may be building your credit up, updating your websites, looking at your definitions of success and making sure you're owning it, and it's actually making you happy, and it's not something that you've inherited from family or mentors. Think about the training you've received from these authorities and notice where it still serves you and where it may not. We're going to release their preconceptions and step into something bigger. I wonder if this is something bigger we're stepping into. For some of you, I feel like you're going to be comfortable with it. For some of you, it may be moving out of a family situation or a complex of some sort and getting into individuality and or, a home, your own place. It also talks about a public visual point. Your personal castle. You may need to go back to hidden dreams or reawaken an ambition that may not make sense to anybody else. If you choose not to seek your sense of accomplishment as reflected in the outside world, your midhaven can speak of a quieter sense of personal authority. This is your life. Define the mountaintop for yourself. Take a step in that direction. Underneath all worldly sense of ambition is a soul's longing to live out its potential. Listen to the call. Here's the call. Right there, I keep saying it, the call, the text, the letter. Listen. You're going to have a dream. You're going to get a call. Something. So now, moving into the present. Oh, that's crazy. I just now noticed that. 36, 37. That is insane. We have descendant. And so I know that there are different meanings for descendant. This is descendant, and I know that there's a descendant and a descendant, like I'm a descendant of, versus descendant meaning the projection of something, like ascending, descending. So I get that. But when we were talking about family and preconceived notions and being descendants, for some of you, I'm getting like your soul tribe aspect, and I'm getting what could have been like an earthly kind of, you know what I'm saying? And some of those things we could be on the drawing board with. So that's kind of cool. But here we have the invitation. All right, could be the call. It may not come in the physical, like a literal call for some of you guys. It could be the calling, right? Or a call because it's up here. Some of you may want somebody to call. Somebody may want to call you, or they're thinking about you and wanting you to call. But I don't know. You're looking toward the future, so I hope that that person wanting is in alignment with the future, because that's where you are with it. And I love that for you, because there may be a harvest there and reaping, right? Some of the wheat. All right. You may receive a call about someone in your family back home. Some communications. Could be an air sign. Maybe not. While the ascendant describes how you enter the world, the descendant is the place where you invite equal others to come into your world. It describes how you see these peers, what you project upon them, and what you were trained to respect in them. The descendant is where the sun would be at sunset. That's nice, because here's the sunset. And here's what also said something about the alliance. This is all crazy. That's so crazy. Wow. Okay. Look at how you invite others to dance with you, to relate. Be welcoming while also keeping healthy boundaries, right? Now those swords were here in place. Okay. Once you feel comfortable about your ground rules for the people you bring into your life, it is easier to open your heart. If you notice that you keep people at a distance or avoid meeting new people, investigate. We got to think over there, right? This habit of ours, because I don't like to say yours and I'm talking at you, though it might have been important to protect yourself once, consider how it is working for you now and what would help you feel safe enough to open this door. Also notice in what areas of your life you ask other people to do your work for you. Descendant can point to what you might try to import from others. While this practice can refer to an important skill in a work situation, it's dangerous in a personal relationship. If you feel disempowered, you might be drawn to powerful people. If you're an extrovert who inwardly craves emotional and spiritual intimacy, you might draw in someone who helps you cozy up at home. And that's it. I think that there may be an awareness that while I appear to be an extrovert, maybe the masculine, maybe the ego, there's possibly a desire to be spiritually, intimately fulfilled. And I think that's super dope when someone comes into that awareness. And I can also imagine how challenging it was to come to that point. Now, see, the power is given away when instead of working together, we ask others to be what is missing in ourselves. Tend the inlet to your heart. Invite in relationships that are clear, healing, nurturing, self-responsible, and encouraging of mutual evolution. Say that again. I like that. That cleared everything. Now, with the fourth house, and I'll hold it up here because it's in the center, home. If your chart were a village map, the fourth house would be your home base. So that is crazy. In the center, we have home base. Our early home life impacts our sense of sanctuary and how we bring things to conclusion. So we have think here, but we have conclusion here and some sort of reflection there. A reflection in the past, what we think could be a conclusion in the present, but in the future, there's still something to think about. And then while we have this bouquet of flowers with the shaft in it from, like, who is that? The death card. a transformation of some sort. Or like I would like to see it, the way I saw it was like your harvest, and giving you a little piece of it, you know. In the practical realm, it may be time to renovate, reorganize, or move into the physical realm. Negotiate boundaries with a roommate. So some of you, like I said, when I talked about that, I was like, your own spot, day spot, whatever spot, feeling comfortable. This is in the physical. So I knew that for some of you, it literally meant home, whether that's a location or a physical like dwelling. It's still like something tangible in the physical. So create a home that feels safe and renewing at the end of the day, where you are truly off stage so you can drop your guard. We want to drop that guard. The fourth house also speaks to existential homesickness or a longing for a home you've never had. If you don't have a map from childhood to create sanctuary, make one. Be ready to do the next layer of therapy or tend to some work around family karma. Look at that. Family karma, and Scorpio is also connected to karma. Think about how you would like to have been parented. We do have the sun here. Rather than how you were parented, and use that as a model of self-care, right? In the spiritual realm, which we have invitation, it says build or visualize a meditation place, a portable sanctuary that can be home to your spiritual practice. Explore the quiet depths of your meditation. Drop down your hara, okay, to your center of gravity, and renew your connection to the earth beneath, the sky above, and the spirit within. If you're asking about a project, check that it is well situated. Make sure the people involved feel safe and have a healthy work-life balance. On all these levels, develop a healthy approach to bring a project to a conclusion. Know when to stop, because there's some impulse. Know when to stop. That's where that little sword, Knight of Swords energy, that mask there. Now with the flowers, it could also be like the Knight of Pentacles. I just see think, and I trust myself. But you can feel free to look at the cards and like feel the feels that you feel. You feel? You feel me? No, okay, that was corny. Sorry. But yeah, a sanctuary within your soul and the safe surroundings is what I like. So that reminds us all to look at the surroundings. How consciously in the past something was bright, and I'm also noticing that the colors kind of change more to black and white. So instead of being blinded by things and just everything appearing to be some way, there's a shift somewhere, but it's not bad. Okay, now the foundation of it, which to some of you I'm sure would have made more sense first, but it could have made us all biased. We have the third house, which makes sense. We go from the fourth house to the third house, and this deck is like several years old. The fact that these numbers are falling behind each other, or the synchronicities, is insane. So it's not like they, you know, how you get a new deck and you got to shuffle for a year. No, I'm just playing. But if your chart were a village map, look, we start that again. This will represent the neighborhood. So one part will represent the home, and this represents the neighborhood in the home. This is the foundation of that, what we're talking about. Okay. It symbolizes how you learn and communicate. We have think here. And this is literally communication. So for some of you, it's communication. This invite is going to come through phone, word of mouth, because we did talk about reputation. We did talk about some awakenings. We talked about literal homes, jobs, projects. So this is the physical present. Make sure you understand that was intended in a letter or an email. Make sure you understand what was intended in a letter or an email you receive. So some of you may receive a letter or an email near the weekend, something to be happy about. If you've been having doubts or have a question, okay, someone wants to work with you. That could be business, that could be creative project, that could be relationship. Source and your subconscious and conscious mind in an alliance on your goal, your dream, or whatever it is that you're manifesting. Because of retrogrades, loose wires, computers, and phone problems could be an issue. So just make sure whatever you need to make sure. Do not disturb when you need it, but turn it back on so you don't miss that call type deal or miscommunications, as in like our interpreting, because we have think. So maybe think before we speak. Maybe you've already done that, and pat on the back for you, where things could have went left and they didn't. Especially in a work situation or something that may have to do with family or domestic matters. So then take this metaphor in-house and look within. Notice the quality of your thinking. So the foundation is asking us to notice the quality of our thinking, which is going to get us to the outcome, potential, or the future. That is so cool. It talks about repair glitches, stretch your mental muscles, and improve the quality of your communication. You may need to learn new ways to express yourself so others hear your true intentions. Think about how you learn to communicate. Growing up through your relationships. So here we have siblings, and before we had more authoritative figures from the past, and relationships with that, and even children. So a whole cycle of life and family here. It said our early school experiences. I know we're not talking about like our childhood sweethearts, oh my God, and twin flames from our star seeds. Could be, doesn't have to be. Maybe that's who calling you from back home, don't know. But investigate how those early relationships formed mental habits that affect your present moment. You may need to get out of your head and get a fresh perspective, which is why we're going to be thinking. Chatter is not the same as communication. Okay? We are all siblings in the eyes of spirit. It says chatter is not the same as communication. Sibling or sibling-like rivalry can challenge you to grow in small doses, but don't let it distract you from your self-direction. And that's a whole word, because for my twins, starseeds, your soulmates, those intimate relationships, some of you have the perspective that these are necessary. I needed to grow. I needed to understand, what can I get from this? And this is just saying, don't get so caught up in that it's actually taking you off of your individualism, because this is the self, the sun, yourself, your expression. And you're probably being invited to feel more comfortable communicating, I feel like, your truth, or what it is that you truly want. So, the possibilities, the outcome, speaks of a sharp and guarded intellect. Okay, we just talked about being guarded. It's a goddess, wisdom, intellect, skill, and strategy, as well as defense. Zeus is her father, Pallas Athena, and she swallowed her mama ass. She probably deserved it, not gonna lie to you. Metis, the goddess of wise counsel. I think I was reading about Metis, because Metis was a female alchemist, I believe. And I don't know, but yeah, I was looking. I'm a theology major. I love folklores and Greek mythology and all that kind of stuff. So I was reading it, I think the end of last year or a few months ago, about his two wives and why he had two wives. Because I was doing random research. If y'all ask me why I be doing this, it ain't nothing that caused it. It just be a thought in my head. And here I go down the rabbit hole. But I was thinking about Eve and Lilith, and I thought that was interesting, that there are other gods and messiahs. Well, Adam wasn't. You get what I'm saying. The point was the whole two wife thing, and it's like one we hear about it often, and the other one is kind of like a mystery, or we don't hear it as often. So that's where I learned, looking into Metis. I believe she, like the original Mary, was a Jewess, which is like a Jew. Even though people would say, well, that's Greek mythology, she couldn't have been a Jew. Right, she was an alchemist, and somehow mysticism and alchemy connected with all that Jews were. So Jew is actually alchemy. But don't block me, don't start arguing with me, because now this day and age we got all different kinds of Jews, right? So there's that. We'll talk about that later. The point is, Athena gave her father a pounding headache, then leaped fully grown and completely armored from her father's. Oh, okay, so she literally physically headbutted him or something like that. This powerful goddess could beat the males at their own game. Oh, and challenge the world to never underestimate feminine strength and wisdom. Hello? Now she loans you the ability to walk into a boardroom or other professional situation and be ready to take on any challenge. So for some of you, that is giving like pentacle energy, because it may involve, work, administration, or just being in your power. And fellas, don't think this whole feminine masculine thing has to do with genitals, because this isn't something that requires being overly aggressive. It requires being wise and intelligent, and fortunately that is feminine energy. So when I hear people say, I'm a man, I ain't got no feminine energy, so there's no intelligent bone in your body, got it. Or if a woman says, I'm not masculine, I'm resting in my feminine energy, so okay, you don't have XYZ, that dominant energy, that self-empowerment, like whatever the case, balance. But don't block me, let me just get through this. All right, here's to somebody here is beating a male at his game. Or maybe it's a man's game, but they say it's a man's world, so I don't know, because we do have masculine and we have invitation, we got the call, we got source, but then we have like this divine feminine energy of intelligence that's given like Queen of Swords. So if that's super intelligent, so my star seeds have this conscious energy that is super intelligent, that's aligning with them physically. And then this may help you get to that north node for sure, but let's get to it. She can help you navigate, all right, power, develop real skills in craft, articulation, tech genius, because we are in the age of Aquarius. I knew there was some Aquarian energy in there, but I'm still getting some pentacles. Just don't overdo it though, is what it says. Make sure your intelligence and ability to rationalize doesn't cause more problems than they solve. Take off your helmet in the bedroom. Ooh. So it might be a conversation, and see, it might be a conversation, and this conversation that we're having right now could help, is all I'm gonna say. Or it might be just something that some of you may resonate with. It talks about emotional intelligence and a feminine heart. So fellas, not to say that you guys struggle with emotions, but emotional intelligence and a heart, okay, could be required, because we just talked about it earlier, where someone who is an extrovert and now may be wanting intellectual and spiritual intimacy is going to look at this intellectual spiritual person, but that intimacy part, we don't want to miscommunicate there, because if we bumping heads or misunderstanding, being aggressive, being whatever, the intimacy part that feeling comfortable and at home with you part. Because I still, even though this seems positive and it's good, don't y'all see that this break here? We got the crown chakra color in the center, which for some of us that could be challenging, because that crown chakra is potentially where that super intelligence or that star power is. But being overly intelligent and kind of like, I don't want to say better than most, that could hinder alliances and personal relationships. To me, it ain't your fault. I don't know. We'll talk about that later if it resonates and you want like your own extended version, child. But anyway, what else we got? Before I just talk you right about it, whatever the card said to do. It says, this might be important. Whenever you're on the gender spectrum, do not think you need to deny or disrespect the feminine, the anima, and the heart in yourself and another in order to access brilliant intelligence and competence. So it's like we don't have to substitute. We don't have to beef with it. It talks about an alliance between the dominant masculine energy, and the feminine, intelligent, spiritual stuff. Okay. We could also be talking about two different aspects of life or the collective of people and what's going on. Okay, and the waves that it may hit. Like, wow, everything is great. It's a union. But then now, I need to talk. We need to talk. Let's talk. Or maybe that talk is why it ain't yellow over here. Because you didn't have that talk. Or you haven't had that talk. It's kind of, this is very neat. Ask for help when you need it, and divine answers will reveal themselves. And for some of you, it's a yes. I told you it's right here. You can think through this situation with a combination of rigorous logic, which is feminine. I don't know why, I hate to do the gender thing, but I've spent some time on social media and audio apps, and they tend to think men are logical and women are nurturing. And I'm like, I gotta log the fuck out of here. But yeah, some of you have a real curiosity about the truth and all that's connected to an open heart. So someone may even like your spiritual development and have questions, trying to tiptoe out of their shell, but you're guarded. They probably deserve it. Maybe not. We're gonna move down to the north node, right? 34. That's a 7. I love 7. I like anything that come up to 7. It talks about the future. So in the future, you got the future card in the physical. And if you don't know what the north node is, or the ascending node, because you got the descendant, consciously, the past is still on the mind of somebody, but the present is our approach and the advice. Okay. It talks about calling you to a territory that doesn't have a particular charge and can either be an exciting exploration or start off a bit bland and become more satisfying as you proceed. And that's definitely, I'm sorry. Oh, if I got any earth signs watching. But they usually describe that in the pentacle lovers, a more practical lover, right? They may not be as all that and this and that and this. So I don't see that as the challenging part. I don't see that as the problem. But if an extrovert is over here having a change of direction, and then we got this practical, logical thing, it just reminded me of what they say about the pentacle, couples or whatever. But it's all good. That's kind of like the energy of the north node. And maybe that's why we be dancing in that south node and dancing in that karmic energy for so long, because okay, think about where you'd like to be, all right, and what you'd like to be doing in 10 years, and make this a beacon that guides you through the times in between. So keep that in mind when Cujo and Kojak call, or when you had that sit down or that interview or that showcase. Are you talking about business partnerships? Whatever the case, notice what piques your curiosity. That's something that excites and beckons you, even if it's unfamiliar. Practice beginner's mind and learn the basics. Some people may resist your change and tell you to stay in your lane, especially them people because they done already done it, or the type of people like those people that have already done that. Don't worry about it. Advisors, friends, or employers who were once perfect for you may no longer be the companions you need on this fresh path. This is the fresh path, and you consciously know that that's where you headed. And in the physical, you're there, or others are on their way. Real alliances are on their way. So fuck this foundation of why you had to get a fresh path in the first place, unless it's a favorable thing. All right, which I read a whole bunch of good stuff there, so we're not gonna throw that out. It can be scary to leave familiar territory. So for some of you, it could be scary. This new job, this new place, the new home, the new people. But you may meet or need situations that push you out of your comfort zone and call you to your soul's growth. New beginnings dawn and your fate awaits. So this is fate, means this shit was gonna happen before you was even two. Now destiny says you can at any moment have an impact toward it, to the outcome or what happens. Some people don't believe that. I do. Because if we all just believe life was written, why did you get up and do anything every day? You just agreeing to be a robot? Or we all holographs, right? So if we're not, every thought, every feeling, every second is destiny, because it's fate and you saying what's finna be. So keep that in mind, to me. But still, it's something fated, and that's cute. If it's a union, if it's a yes, if it's just some awareness that pushes you forward, I like it. It may start, this is the second card that says something may start out a little uncertain, so be cool. Because then they was like, well, this thing, or it's the same card, that's why, yeah, this thing, this person, this place, it might not turn you on right off, all right? But it will become more solid and delicious as you progress, right? So let's go to 29. Ain't that 11? I like that you got 7 and 11. Eow. We done took a gamble somewhere. And if somebody say that's crap, because I always wondered what 7-11 was, but who cares? We got 21 over here. So this is blackjack. Chill. I don't even know how to play, but that's the only thing I would play. I would feel safe playing that. Nurture. Okay, let me pick this up, because baby, we've been in here deep and thick or long. If somebody, oh my, wow, that came, okay. Fertility. Speaking of that, the goddess of harvest. Hello. Earthly fertility and the mother. A lot of feminine energy here. Okay, we got heavy on the masculine. Is that what is going on? Because I'm noticing a pattern here. We got the masculine coming in, got me hooing and hawing, and then the feminine is defending its right to be feminine and not be called masculine for being awesome. What is going on? What in the what is it? Not diaspora, but what in the gender war is going on here? Spirit, what are you doing? Anywho's, it says when Pluto kidnapped Proserpina and took her to the underworld to be his queen. That sounds like some twin flame shit. Some of y'all done came back to this planet. Wasn't you supposed to be here trying to follow your bays, follow your booze, or vice versa? This card says for better or for worse, baby. And it also talks about our relationship with food, not each other, but I had to throw that in there. So, cultivation and the safety or loss of a child. Oh my God. It talks about the ancient rites initiated people into the secrets of death and rebirth through the symbolic harvest. Cut the heads off, gain with a scythe, bury them, and new life arises. Okay. Now, what I do see is that as Venus has Mars in her good graces, the moon is kind of like being contained by this earth energy as well. You see it in there? And so we start out with the sun that has the number 18, and it got a little rainbow around the moon, giving me like that dark side of the moon thing, which gives it that kind of creepy, what did I just read? And we talking about loss and harvest, which kind of sounds like the ritual end of the year, the harvest moon. Yeah, that was kind of creepy. But anyway, mother and be mothered. Nurture and cultivate that which is growing, whether it's the harvest from the earth, the child from the womb, or the art from the artist. Real love can mean tough love. Doing that what's best for you, beloved. Beloved is in the Venus card too, so that's cool. It says real love can be mean, tough love, doing what's best for your beloved. Even they hate you for it. So we got beloved over here. So for some of y'all, this is about the beloved doing what's best, and that's just like a mother to child, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, co-worker, friends, siblings. I thought I was doing what was best, and you hate me for it type deal. That sound like some generational family issue shit. I had this reason to do it, and you like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. And we ain't finna be thinking and talking about that. I mean, not me. Y'all can do what y'all want. Somebody call me, talk about some shit that happened in 87. I'm blocking them. I am not doing that, but I've done that. And if you have not, it could be your turn. Right? Don't listen to me. Listen to what these cards are saying. I could be the siren or something. Don't listen to me. Anyways, love and nurture your own body with healthy whole foods. Take them as communion with the organic world. Advocate for those who are weaker, vulnerable, or dependent. See, that's how you become dominant and masculine and spited in the first motherfucking place. Let me get through this. When the time is right, be willing to let go. For your progeny or creation to flourish, they must embark on their own journey. Once your job as a nurturer is complete, let go and step into the next level of your own mastery. Now, the challenge could be to not mistake smothering, enabling, or infantilizing actions. I'm reading through this as a sign of love. Jesus. A new mystery gonna begin. Your life ain't over, child. The beauty is there is sacredness in your daily life. Loving, feeding, nurturing, gardening, and being in family. Okay, so the root that then got snatched up for whatever this situation definitely has something to do with a deep-rooted issue in intimate relationships, roles, egos, social norms, expectations. Ooh, I'm so glad this card was last, because it would have been heavy up top and I'd have lost all y'all probably. Child. And it could be the father, the absence of the father, friends, support, the absence of that, a foundation, a castle, wealth, all the good stuff, or the absence of that. But I do see lovebirds. I definitely see lovebirds. And surrounding the lovebirds, which is the foundation, is the midhaven, which has the sun's involvement, and nurture, which also comes with a darkness, which is probably that dark side of the moon shit I just said, which is definitely starseedy and stranger thingy, perfect for a starseed reading in the morning to start our days. Oh, before I forget, At the bottom of the deck, when I saw Venus, I felt nosy. So I said, what is this? There's 15. There's also the retrograde. So these are the things that Venus has possibly nurtured, and I'm gonna grip it for you a little bit, because it's some things going on, and I don't want you to get activated. I'm getting activated. It also talks about activating and acting to not procrastinate. If this is that Knight of Pentacles look, that procrastinating, that feeling a little sluggish, that perfectionism, paying a little bit too many details, paying attention to the details, baby, the future is technical, modern, and moving. You're gonna have to move, right? And then I have Saturn in Scorpio, so that dark, look it up, Google Saturn in Scorpio, and that's why there's a little bit of that weird shit popped up. Y'all is weird. We are, right? That is crazy, but it fits. It's fitting. This ain't supposed to be like normal type shit. I got the relaxing but kind of spooky vibe going, right? Kind of give like Stranger Things, Twilight Zone or whatever. I'm gonna pull some astro alignment cards real quick, and then y'all can go. I'm just playing. I'm gonna be nosy. Yes, I'm gonna be nosy. Mutable, versatility, flexibility, adaptability. And Pluto, rebirth, transformation, regeneration. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I feel that there's been some alchemical shifts in the feminine masculine energy. For a man or a woman, I don't know, but the square is challenging. And this flexible thing and this powerful, it takes something this powerful to change you. So that's that thump. Like, it took this to do that because of whatever. Ooh. And then Jupiter, let me shuffle it so it's not like I'm just picking shit. Let's see. I'm just nosy. Unity. Jupiter brings in an opportunity for unity. I'm just gonna look one more time. It says mysterious and fluid. It's in water. Yeah, it match. So we're gonna take 3. Y'all gonna start playing with me. I be nosy. You gotta catch them moments. That be spirit knocking stuff over and letting cards fall. That's the real deal. This is cool too, though. This cool right here. We're gonna get 3, or if I get 1 and stop, boom. See, I felt that right in my belly. Oh, wow! I'm full of them tonight, aren't I? Chiron is in Aries too, right? Still, I think so. It might not be. It might. Core wounds, vulnerability, potential through the pain. Bottom of the deck. Mutable, still there. And we have third quarter moon, breakdown, readjustment, and forgiveness. I bet. As well as solar eclipse. I told y'all something shifted in the past and it's just taking its time to catch up to you. And it's not bad, but we have intention, potential, and creation. I'm nosy. I'm just gonna take a look. I just can't help it. It's so good. Philosophy, spirituality, knowledge, partnership, relationships, attraction, natural gifts, karmic challenges, and past lives. Tell me that ain't what we just talked about. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna make some of y'all nosy too. We got Mars. Get out of here. Look at this. Are you kidding me? I ain't even do nothing. I am so lucky. And then the people where we talked about work, service, and health. I'm just gonna take 2 more. Intellect, expansion. We talked about that. Last one, I swear. Reputation, direction, and midhaven. You actually got the midhaven card. Stop playing with me. Okay, I did take a look at one more, and it was Aries. I'm done. I can't do this. I cannot do this. I do hope that it helps. Thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up. Send me some comments. I see the views. Now let me see y'all. Type your name, say hello, cuss at me or something. Until next time.